Grade 12, November 2025, Mathematics, Paper 1. So if you don't want to watch the video, but you still want to see the memo, the solutions to the questions, go to my website, allpastpapers.com. allpastpapers.com. Right, let's carry on. So obviously 1.1.1, 2 marks, start off fairly easy. X is equals to minus 5, or X is equals to 2. There we go. And then 1.1.2, correct to 2 decimal places. So already we are expecting to use the quadratic formula. So 5x squared plus 9x plus 2 is equals to 0. We have the value of A, the value of B, and the value of C. So we can go ahead and use the quadratic formula. That is to say, x is equals to minus b, which is 9, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So b squared, that will be 9 squared minus 4. A is 5, C is 2. Everything divided by 2a, of which a is 5. So x is equals to minus 0.26, or x is equals to minus 1.54. That is 1.1.2. Let's take a look at 1.1.3. So 8x squared is greater than 2x. Very quick CV, critical values, right? 8x squared is equals to 2x, and then 8x squared minus 2x is equals to 0. We take x as a common factor. 8x minus 2 is equals to 0. So x is equals to 0, or x is equals to 1/4. Right, so these are our two critical values. We then need to test and see whether our answer lies between 0 and 1/4 or outside. What do I mean by that? So it is either x is between 0 and 1/4, or x is actually outside, x less than 0, or x greater than 1/4. So we need to actually test which one of these two possible sets of solutions is true. So I'm gonna test that solution. So we have x greater than 1/4. A number that is greater than 1/4 is 1. So I'm going to sub 1 into 1.1.3 and see what I get. So 8 multiplied by 1 squared is greater than 2 multiplied by 1. So 1 squared, that is just 1. 8 greater than 2. Is 8 greater than 2? Yes, 8 is greater than 2. So we know that that is our solution, and that will not hold. That will actually not hold. We can test to see whether that holds or not. A number between 0 and 1/4 is 1/8. If you substitute 1/8 there, you should get an inequality that does not make sense. 1.1.3, 1.1.4. So 2 multiplied by 2 to the 2x minus 9 multiplied by 2 to the x plus 4 is equals to 0. So let's see what is happening. We have 2, 2, 2, we have 4, we have 9. Can I make 2 to the power x equals to k and solve a quadratic equation, whether by solving for x or using the quadratic formula? Let's see if that works. So I let 2 to the x be equals to k. So this will be 2k squared. 2 to the 2x is equals to k squared if k is equals to 2 to the x. So 2k squared minus 9k plus 4 is equals to 0. So unfortunately, I cannot divide by 2, right? Because we cannot divide 9 by 2 and get a whole number. So I have to factorize it like this. For most people, I would just advise you use the quadratic formula instead of trying to factorize with your head. So 2k, k. So I need to be careful there. I need to make some decisions. I need minus 9k to be the middle term. So how do I then set up my numbers, factors of 4? Can I use 2, 2, or do I use 4, 1? Let's try 4, 1 and see what happens. So 4, 1. They both have to be negative so that the answer will be positive. Minus 1 multiplied by minus 4 would give us 4. So 9k squared minus 8k minus k, that will give us 9k. So this works. So here k will be equals to 1 over 2. And then here k will be equals to 4. But we know that k is equals to 2 to the x. But we can write 1 over 2 as 2 to the minus 1. We try to give these numbers the same base so that we can equate the exponents. And then 2 to the x will therefore be equals to 2 to the 2. So x is equals to minus 1. X is equals to 2. So I have these two answers. Did I square anyway? No, I didn't square both sides. So I'm quite confident that both these answers will be fine. So I can proceed to 1.1.5. I was thinking that I've squared both sides, because if I square both sides, then I have to actually test and see which solution holds. So let's take a look at 1.1.5. So what I'm realizing is that I have 1 over square root of x, and then there I have 1 over square root of x as well. So I can let that be equals to k, of which if I do that, then I'm going to have k. Yeah, because you have to realize that square root of 1 over x is actually equals to 1 over square root of x, because that will be square root of 1 divided by square root of x, which will be 1 over square root of x. So those two things are actually the same thing, right? So you had to realize that first. But anyway, stories. Square root of k plus 2 is equals to k. That's when I let k be equals to 1 over square root of x. So I'm going to square both sides, obviously. Seems like the obvious thing to do. So let me do that. When I square both sides, I get k plus 2 is equals to k squared. Wait a minute. What is happening? Do I have k squared minus k minus 2? It seems like it. So how do we then proceed? K, obviously, and then minus 2 plus 1, so that the middle term can be minus k. This is equals to 0. So k is equals to minus 1, or k is equals to 2. So let's see if that makes sense. K is 1 over square root of x. This is equals to minus 1. Is that possible? No, it is not. So this cannot be possible. What about 1 over square root of x equals to 2? That seems fine. So 1 over 2 is equals to square root of x. So we square both sides. What do we get? 1 over 4 is equals to x. Is that what we get? Seems like it. Right, that is what? That is 1.1.5. What about 1.2? Let's do that in a separate video. But believe it or not, I've solved all these questions. So if you don't want to wait for me to upload the video, just go to my website, allpastpapers.com. I'm going to put the link on the description. I'm going to pin it on the comment as well. You can just go there and click the link and check the memo. Here we go. Which video do you want me to do next? Let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, you will definitely love my course. Go ahead and click the link on my bio and you will land on this page. You will not only find the past exam questions, but introduction videos where I break down complex concepts into small pieces that are easy to digest. It is very important in grade 12 to stay ahead of your teacher, and this is what this course is for. It's very easy to navigate through the course as videos are arranged into collections. You can clearly see that we have electrostatics, work energy and power, Doppler effect, so on and so on. Do you maybe need help with study tips and creating your own timetable? We can talk about that inside the course and I can help you out. It doesn't even take a minute to join. Can't wait to hear from you. Calculate the values of x and y. Let's take a look at the conditions. So the first bullet point, x is the sum of 2 and y. I think that is easy to interpret. So x is the sum of 2 and y, right? And then the next bullet point, 5 times the product of x and y is 6 more than the square of x. 5 times the product of x and y is 6 more than the square of x. Okay, so let's take a look. 5, the product of x and y is 6 more than the square of x. So you might be actually tempted to use a greater than sign instead of an equal to sign, but we're actually supposed to use an equal sign, right? So this is saying that 5, the product of x and y, is 6 more than the square of x. So 5xy is equals to x squared plus y. Right, that's what the second bullet point is saying. So now if you look at this, we have a very normal simultaneous equation type of problem. Right, so we have x being equals to 2 plus y. So this is our equation 1, this is our equation 2. So what do we want to do? We want to substitute equation 1 into equation 2. So we're going to have 5 multiplied by 2 plus y multiplied by y, right? In place of x, we are substituting 2 plus y, right? And then this is equals to x squared. In place of x, we are substituting 2 plus y. So that is 2 plus y squared plus y, right? So before we carry on, if you want past papers and other study material, notes, past exam questions per topic, organized in a very clean manner, check out the website allpastpapers.com. Check out the website. And I might not record all the questions in the examination paper, but I've written everything already. I'll just upload it on the website and then you can check it out there. So do visit allpastpapers.com. Right, let's get on. So we have 5, 2 multiplied by y, that is 2y, and then y multiplied by y, that is y squared. This is equals to 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, 2 multiplied by y is 2y, you multiply that by 2, you get 4y, plus y squared plus y. So we get 10y plus 5y squared being equals to 4 plus, okay, that is just 4 because we don't have any like term. So y squared plus 5y plus 4. Right. So 5y squared minus y squared, that is 4y squared. And then 10y minus 5y, that is plus 5y. And then minus 4 is equals to 0. So right, you're writing your final exam, you get to this point. Do you solve for x or do you use the quadratic formula? It's better if you use the quadratic formula. But then let's just verify and see if everything is fine. Because in solve for x simultaneously, most of the time, you're going to make a mistake. It's not that you don't know what you're doing. You're just going to make a silly mistake. So let's check and see if everything is fine. 5 multiplied by 2y, that is 10y. 5 multiplied by y squared, that is 5y squared. And then 2 multiplied by 2, that is 4. And then plus 4y plus y squared plus 6. You see, I've made a mistake here. I've written y. And then that is supposed to be 6 actually. Right. So that is a very bad mistake. Right. So let me erase this. Okay. So that is 10y plus 5y squared being equals to 4 plus, okay, so now it's 4 plus 6, which is going to give us 10, right? So this is equals to y squared plus 4y plus 10. So easy to make a mistake. So 5y squared minus y squared, that is 4y squared. Wow. And then 10y, we have y squared here. 10y minus 4y, that is plus 6y. And then minus 10, that is equals to 0. We can divide everything by 2, that is 2y squared plus 3y minus 5 being equals to 0. We can factorize this 2y plus 5 multiplied by y minus 1. This is equals to 0. So that will be 2y squared minus 2y plus 5y, which will give us plus 3y and then minus 5. Okay, so that is fine. Y is equals to minus 5 over 2, or y is equals to 1. Okay, so x is equals to what? X is equals to 2 plus y. So that will be 2 plus minus 5 over 2. X will be 2 plus 1. So x is equals to 3. And then on the other hand, 2 plus minus 5 over 2, that is equals to x is equals to minus 1 over 2. So there we go, that is 1.2. It's a easy equation as soon as you figure out how to set up your two equations. Which equation do you want? Which equation do you want me to do next? Not which equation. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget, allpastpapers.com. If you like this video, you will definitely love my course. Go ahead and click the link on my bio and you will land on this page. You will not only find the past exam questions, but introduction videos where I break down complex concepts into small pieces that are easy to digest. It is very important in grade 12 to stay ahead of your teacher, and this is what this course is for. It's very easy to navigate through the course as videos are arranged into collections. You can clearly see that we have electrostatics, work energy and power, Doppler effect, so on and so on. Do you maybe need help with study tips and creating your own timetable? We can talk about that inside the course and I can help you out. It doesn't even take a minute to join. Can't wait to hear from you. If you want past papers and study notes, visit allpastpapers.com. allpastpapers.com. Past papers and study notes. Let's take a look. 2.1.1. Given the infinite geometric series, or the infinite, depending on how you pronounce it, showed that t is equals to minus 2. So we know that it is geometric. If it is indeed geometric, then that would imply that t3 over t2 should be equals to t2 over t1, because we have a common ratio. If it was arithmetic, we would have t3 minus t2 being equals to t2 minus t1. But anyway, let's take a look. So t3, that is t plus 4, divided by t2. t2 is t minus 2. That is equals to t2, which is t minus 2, divided by t1, which is t plus 10. So we cross multiply, we get t minus 2 squared rather, being equals to t plus 4, and then t plus 10. So t minus 2 squared will be t squared minus 4t plus 4, being equals to t squared, and then plus 10t plus 4t, that is plus 14t, and then 4 multiplied by 10, that is plus 40. So t squared and t squared cancels out. We get minus 18t is equals to 36. So t is indeed equals to minus 2. So there we go. That is 2.1.1 out of 3. So I don't think I did too much there for 3 marks. And then 2.1.2 show that the value of t25, or calculate the value of t25. Write your answer in the form tn is equals to b to the x. Okay, so what do we need? We need a. What is a? A is equals to t plus 10. So a is equals to minus 2 plus 10. A is equals to 8. Okay, we need r as well, right? So that we can have the formula and calculate t25. R is t minus 2 over t plus 10, right? So that will be minus 2 divided by minus 2 plus 10. So is that minus 4 divided by 8, and then is that minus 1 over 2? Seems like it. So we have tn being equals to a, which is 8, multiplied by r, which is minus 1 over 2 to the n minus 1. So if you take a look at the form which we're interested in, we have one base, which is b, but we have 8 and minus 1 over 2. So we need to write 8 as minus 1 over 2, obviously. Right. So where do we start? Let's take a look. So tn is equals to, so we can say minus, and then we put minus 8 here, and then minus 1 over 2 to the n minus 1. This is still completely fine because minus multiplied by minus 8 is just 8, right? So we're still on the right track. We haven't done anything wrong. And then we're going to substitute 25 as we move forward. Let's just carry on with what we're doing here. So minus 8. So this is minus 1 over 2 to the power 3. Let me just verify that with my calculator. So minus 1 over 2 to the power 3. It's minus 1 over 8. So let me try minus 3 there. It gets confusing sometimes, all these things work. Minus 3 will give us minus 8. So yeah, so that is completely fine. We're supposed to write minus 8 as minus 1 over 2, everything to the minus 3. Minus 1 over 2 to the power n minus 1. Same base. If we have the same base, we can add the exponents. So minus 1 over 2 minus 3 plus minus 1. That is going to be minus 4, right? Minus 4 plus n. So we are going somewhere. So T25 will therefore be equals to minus 1 over 2. And then what? Minus 4 plus n. So that is minus 4 plus 25, right? So T25 is equals to minus 1 over 2 minus 4 plus 25. That is 21, right? But again, sub that in my calculator and see if I've simplified correctly. So this gives me 1 over 2097, so on and so on. Now I need to substitute 25 there and see what happens. If I get the same thing, I'm confident I've simplified correctly. 1 over 207, I get the same thing. So I'm confident that I've written it in the form that I need to. That is 2.1.2. 2.1.3, calculate the sum of the infinite series. Infinite. So S infinite is equals to A divided by 1 minus R. A is 8, if I remember correctly. Yes, and R is 1 minus 1 over 2. So S infinity. Let's see, 8 divided by 1 plus 1 over 2. That is 16 over 3. So 16 over 3 seems to be the sum to infinity. That is 2.1.3. Let's take a look at 2.2. I've been doing this kind of questions a lot of recent times as we were preparing for the final exam. But anyway, stories 2.2.1, we have the sigma notation there. Write down the difference between T6 and T14. The question says write it down. I actually cannot write down. I have to calculate. I don't know if write down implies that you must just write your answer, like no need for a calculation, or calculating is prohibited. I don't know if that's what it implies, but I get the answer when I calculate. I don't know about just writing it down. Maybe you guys can help me in the comments. Maybe there's something I'm missing. So obviously I said, okay, the difference between T6 and T14. Okay, T14 minus T6. When I look at this, I can tell that it is arithmetic, right? So I have A plus 13D minus A plus 5D. Sticking to the basics here. Sticking to the basics. So T14 minus T6 will be equals to A minus A cancels out. So we have 13D minus 5D, which will be 8D. So the difference between T6 and T14 is 18D. So can I find D? Therefore, can I find D? So I thought, okay, P is equals to K. Obviously, I cannot start from the bottom because I don't have the bottom number. But I can start from the top. I can start from 117 and then move to 116. Right, so you can do that, but it is becoming apparent to me that you can also substitute 1 and 2 in place of p and find the same difference that you would find between 117 and 116. But because I have 117 and 116, let me just use them. I think it's completely unnecessary. You can just use 1 and 2, but anyway, let's carry on. So T117 minus T116 should give us D. Right, the difference between T117 and T116 should be D. So 4 multiplied by 117 minus 1 minus 4 multiplied by 116 minus 1 should be equals to D. So let me put that in my calculator. 4117 minus 1, 467. Okay, let's stick to the basics. 467 minus 2 sloppy. 467 minus 4 multiplied by 116 minus 4 multiplied by 116 minus 1. That is 463, and that is equals to D. So what's the difference there? The difference is 12. So 4 is equals to D. So now T14 minus T6 will be equals to 8 multiplied by 4. 8, 16, 32. There we go. 2.2.1. Calculate the value of K. Right. So we are given the sum. We know the difference. Let's just start by writing that down. So we have the sum, which is 26675. We know the difference, which is 4. So if we wanted to calculate the sum and we had the difference, what else would we need? We would need A, the first term. Can we find the first term? Yes, we can, because the first term is 4k minus 1. We substitute k in place of p. So we have A, we have the difference. We don't have the number of terms, but we know that the number of terms is equals to the top number, all right, 117, minus the bottom number, k, plus 1. So n is equals to 118 minus k. So I can set up my equation, therefore, Sn is equals to, I'm thinking, n over 2 multiplied by 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Or plus L, where L is the last term. I think that is the easier way of doing it, because I know that the last term is 467. Okay, there we go. So 26675 is equals to n, which is 118 minus k over 2 multiplied by 2a. So that is 2, a is 4k minus 1, and the last term is 467. Right. So this is the idea. This is the logic in this question. So the last thing that we have to do is to actually solve for k, of which, for the sake of time, k is equals to 21. That is actually what you're supposed to get. I think I'm making a mistake with the formula here. Is it supposed to be 2a plus L? Or is it supposed to be a plus L? I think it's actually supposed to be a plus L when we use L. Right, because let's think about it. We have 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. I'm mixing concepts here. So let me just use 2a, right? Mixing concepts. 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d, because I don't have the formula sheet. I do have the question paper next to me, so let me actually check. Okay, on the question paper we have the formula that says 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Okay, so let me just use that. So the sum is 26675, and then n is 118 minus k over 2. Multiply by 2, a is 4k minus 1, and then plus n minus 1. N is 118 minus k, and then minus 1 multiplied by the difference, which is 4. Is the difference 4? 4. Yes, multiplied by the difference, which is 4. Yeah, so let's use that instead. And then still we are solving for k, of which k should be close to 21. We're gonna get two values of k. We're gonna get 21 and minus 30 something over 2. And obviously we have to take k is close to 21 because we don't have a negative position. But that is question 2. Not too bad. What about question 3? Submarine. What is happening? Let's do it in the next video. Past question papers, and very cool study materials. Study materials that I use when I need to revise these concepts. All pastpapers.com. If you like this video, you will definitely love my course. Go ahead and click the link on my bio and you will land on this page. You will not only find the past exam questions, but introduction videos where I break down complex concepts into small pieces that are easy to digest. It is very important in grade 12 to stay ahead of your teacher, and this is what this course is for. It's very easy to navigate through the course as videos are arranged into collections. You can clearly see that we have electrostatics, work energy and power, Doppler effect, so on and so on. Do you maybe need help with study tips and creating your own timetable? We can talk about that inside the course and I can help you out. It doesn't even take a minute to join. Can't wait to hear from you. Calculate the depth of the torpedo. Whoa, what is happening? At the end of the first 5 seconds. Let's see. Okay, so the depth of some object below sea level forms a quadratic pattern where 0 meters is at sea level. A submarine tracked to the object, or a submarine tracked the object in 1 second intervals. Right. So what is happening? The depth in meters that the object reached is given in the table below. So after 1 second, 36 meters. The second, the first 2 seconds, 71 meters. The first 3 seconds, 104. Okay, so we know that this forms a quadratic pattern. The first question, 3.1, calculate the depth of the object at the end of the first 5 seconds. Okay, right, let's see. So at the end of the first second, it is 36 meters deep, then 71, and then 104. We are told that it is quadratic. So obviously, we are going to find the difference. 71 minus 36, 35. 104 minus 71, 33. Okay, the difference is minus 2. So 33 minus 2, that is 31. 104 plus 31, 135. And then minus 2, this is 29. And then 135 plus 29, that is 164. So the answer here in 3.1, the depth is equals to 164 meters after 4 seconds, after 5 seconds. There we go. Right, so that is 3.1. Let's take a look at 3.2. Show that the depth of the object at the end of n seconds was tn is equals to minus n squared plus 38n minus 1. So because we know that it is a quadratic pattern, we can then say 2a is equals to the second difference, which is minus 2. So a is equals to minus 1. And then 3a plus b is equals to t2 minus t1, which is 35. But we're going to have minus 3 plus b being equals to 35. So b is equals to 38. And then a plus b plus c will be equals to t1. So what's the value of t1 again? 36, right? So minus 1 plus 38 plus c is equals to 36. C is equals to, so 36 plus 1 minus 38, that is minus 1. So Tn will be equals to minus n squared plus 38n minus 1. Looks good. That is 3.2. 3.3, calculate the maximum depth that the object reached. So our quadratic pattern, you can see that it is concave down, right? So the maximum will be at x is equals to minus b over 2a at the turning point. So we can say n is equals to minus b over 2a. So this will be equals to minus 38 divided by 2, then minus 1 divided by 2a, right? Right, so minus 38 divided by, it's just 38 divided by 2 really, which is 19. So n is equals to 19 will be where we have the maximum depth. So T19 is therefore equals to minus 19 squared plus 38 multiplied by 19 minus 1. So let me substitute that in my calculator. Plus 38 multiplied by 19 minus 1. That is 360 meters. So that is the maximum depth. 3.4. After how many seconds was the object at 104 below sea level for the second time? So again, the fact that this is concave down, it means that it can reach 1.2 times, right? Let's say that is the axis of symmetry. It can reach the point at that point and then again there as well. So it is a very valid question. Yeah. After how many seconds was the object at 104 below sea level for the second time? So we are looking for minus n squared plus 38n minus 1 is equals to 104. We're looking for the values of n for which it was 104 meters below sea level. So minus n squared plus 38n. So minus 1 minus 104 minus 105 is equals to 0. So I'm just substituting in my calculator. 38 plus the square root of 38 squared minus 4. A is 1, C is minus 105 divided by 2 minus 1. So n is equals to minus 2.59, or n is equals to let me see, 40.587. I don't like that one of my answers is negative, because n is the position. Well, in this time, or in this instance, n is time. So how can time be negative? Therefore, like how many marks? 2 marks. It's not even a lot of marks. So what is happening here? Let me just take a look at this and see if I'm making any mistake. So minus n squared plus 38n minus 1 minus 104 minus. Okay, so let me substitute in my calculator once more. So 38 minus b 38 plus b squared. So 38 squared minus 4a, a is minus 1, and then c is minus 105 divided by 2 multiplied by minus 1. Okay, I think I had made a mistake when I substituted in my calculator. So let me see. I'm getting n is equals to 3 now, or n is equals to, let's see, or n is equals to 35. I'm taking 35 here. Makes sense. So I should have substituted the wrong thing there. So minus b 38 minus oh, does it want to solve for me? Oh, okay, so a suggestion to solve there. I thought maybe okay, sorry. Minus 38 minus 38 squared, b minus 4, a is minus 1, c is minus 105 divided by 2. Okay, I'm happy with that answer. Yeah, I've substituted in the calculator in the correct way now. If you need past papers, if you need study notes, visit allpastpapers.com. I don't think I'm gonna upload all the videos, well, all the questions. I'm gonna record all the questions in this question paper. I will just upload the memo on the website, allpastpapers.com. Keep on checking it out. Here we go. If you like this video, you will definitely love my course. Go ahead and click the link on my bio and you will land on this page. You will not only find the past exam questions, but introduction videos where I break down complex concepts into small pieces that are easy to digest. It is very important in grade 12 to stay ahead of your teacher, and this is what this course is for. It's very easy to navigate through the course as videos are arranged into collections. You can clearly see that we have electrostatics, work energy and power, Doppler effect, so on and so on. Do you maybe need help with study tips and creating your own timetable? We can talk about that inside the course and I can help you out. It doesn't even take a minute to join. Can't wait to hear from you. Calculate the value of t. Let's take a look and see what is happening. So we have f of x, which is equals to log of x base 1 over 3. And then t is the y-coordinate of the point 3t. So how do we then determine t? We're just supposed to substitute 3 in f of x, right? So we have f of 3 being equals to log of 3 base 1 over 3. So let me press my calculator therefore. So log of base 1 over 3, this is minus 1. So t is equals to minus 1. Okay, 4.1. Let's take a look at 4.2. So 4.2, write down the coordinates of a. Why does the question say write down? Is it that easy to see? So what is happening? What is special about a? A is the x-intercept of f. So x-intercept, we know that y is equals to 0. Right, so 0 is equals to log of base is 1 over 3 and then we have x. So 1 over 3 carries a 0 and this is equals to x. So any number to the power 0 is 1. So the coordinates of a, 1 and 0. I think it's fine if the question says write it down and you calculate. I don't think that is too bad. Okay, so that is 4.2, 4.3. We're looking for the inverse. So I'm just going to add and swap x and y. I'm just going to go ahead and swap x and y at this point. So swapping x and y, I get log of y base 1 over 3. So what do I have? 1 over 3 to the x is equals to y. Right, that is 4.3. 4.4, write down the equation of the asymptotes of f inverse. So the x does not have an asymptote, right? Because it's defined for all values of x. But then y is equals to 0 is our asymptote, as y can never be equals to 0, right? This cannot be equals to 0 under whatsoever conditions. So that is 4.4. What about 4.5? Draw the graph of f inverse on the set of x's provided in the answer book. Clearly indicate the intercepts with the x's, the coordinates of one other point, and the asymptotes. So initially, when I was thinking about this question, I actually came up to the wrong conclusion. So I have my x and y, and then I had something like this, yeah, which is wrong. I realized that it is wrong when I was doing 4.6. I didn't think much of the question. I just thought of the intercept and then I just drew. But I realized that that is wrong. It's supposed to actually look like this. Yeah, that is how it's supposed to look like. So what is happening there? What is the intercept? So y cannot be equals to 0. So we don't have x-intercept y is equals to 0. We have y-intercept x equals to 0. So x is equals to 0. Any number to the power 0 is 1. So we have 0 and 1 there. And then we need any other point. Oh, okay. So we have 3 and minus 1 here. We have 3 and minus 1, right? We have 3 and minus 1. So on the inverse, we must have minus 1 and 3. That's what the inverse does, actually. It swaps x and y. So we know that somewhere here, where? How do I write this nicely? Minus 1. Somewhere here, we have a coordinate x is minus 1 and y is 3. Right. Let me verify. 1 over 3 to the minus 1. That is 3 indeed. Right. So that is the other point that they are looking for. Then 4.6. The graph of h is obtained when f inverse is translated 5 units to the right. Determine the values of h where x greater than 4. Determine the y values of h where x is greater than 4. Okay, so two solutions that I'm thinking of. First and foremost, f inverse is 1 over 3 to the x, right? Determine the y values of h where x greater than 4. So that is 1 over 3x. We have it here. That is the graph. So when we move 5 units to the left, we actually subtract from x. So h is actually, so f inverse is equals to that. So h is actually equals to 1 over 3 to the x minus 5. So the values of y where x is greater than 4. So let's find the value of y when x is equals to 4. Okay, so h of 4 is equals to 1 over 3 4 minus 5. So h of 4 is equals to what? H of 4, is it equals to 3? It's supposed to be equals to 3. So minus 1 is equals to 3. So h of 4 is equals to 3. So let's find out what h of 5 is equals to. So h of 5, that will be 5 minus 5, 1. Okay, h of 6, bear with me, you'll see what I'm doing. H of 6, therefore, is 6 minus 5. So that is 1 over 3. So when the values of x increase greater than 4, it gets smaller and smaller, right? It doesn't get to 0, but it just gets smaller and smaller. So the y value is actually y element of, so how do I put this? When x greater than 4, y runs from 0. We know that it cannot be 0. At 4, it is equals to 3. But we don't get to 4. We just get very close to 4 from the right hand side. So 0, 3. Do we include 3? No, we don't, because we're not going to get to 4. We're actually going to get very close to 4. 4.00001, but actually never get to 4. So that is why. That is 4.6. If you want past question papers and very cool study material, I'll show you for all subjects. Well, most subjects: life sciences, physical sciences, mathematics, geography, English, so on and so on. allpastpapers.com. allpastpapers.com. If you like this video, you will definitely love my course. Go ahead and click the link on my bio and you will land on this page. You will not only find the past exam questions, but introduction videos where I break down complex concepts into small pieces that are easy to digest. It is very important in grade 12 to stay ahead of your teacher, and this is what this course is for. It's very easy to navigate through the course as videos are arranged into collections. You can clearly see that we have electrostatics, work energy and power, Doppler effect, so on and so on. Do you maybe need help with study tips and creating your own timetable? We can talk about that inside the course and I can help you out. It doesn't even take a minute to join. Can't wait to hear from you. If we were to use the power rule to find the derivative, we would have f prime of x being equals to minus 2. But we are supposed to use first principles. This just helps us to know which answer we're supposed to get. So using first principles, we'll then say f prime of x is equals to the limit as h tend to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x, everything divided by h. So f of x plus h will be equals to minus 2 x plus h plus 3. This is equals to minus 2x minus 2h plus 3. Right. So f prime of x therefore is equals to the limit as h tends to 0 of minus 2x minus 2h plus 3 minus 2x plus 3, everything divided by h. So the limit as h tends to 0 will be minus 2x plus 2x, that is 0, and then plus 3 minus 3, that is 0. So we're left with minus 2h over h. So this is equals to minus 2. 8.1. Before we do 8.2, if you want past papers, study notes, study guides, so on and so on, visit allpastpapers.com. allpastpapers.com. Check the link on the description. Okay, so we're looking for g prime of x when g of x is equals to minus 3x to the power 4 plus 2x. So using the power rule, g prime of x will be equals to minus 12x to the power 3 from 3 multiplied by 4. This is minus 12. And then 4 minus 1 is 3 plus 2. Okay. And then 8.2.2, y is equals to 2x to the power 4 plus 1 divided by x squared. We're supposed to find dy over dx. So we need to simplify y in a way that we can derive it first. Before we say dy dx, you cannot simplify y while saying dy dx. That is wrong. So this is 2x to the power 4 over x squared plus 1 over x squared. So y is equals to 2x squared plus x to the minus 2. Okay, so dy over dx, now I want to derive, will be equals to 4x minus 2x to the minus 3. So dy over dx is equals to 4 minus 2 divided by x to the power 3. 4x rather, not just 4. So that is 8.2.2. Past papers and study notes at allpastpapers.com. If you like this video, you will definitely love my course. Go ahead and click the link on my bio and you will land on this page. You will not only find the past exam questions, but introduction videos where I break down complex concepts into small pieces that are easy to digest. It is very important in grade 12 to stay ahead of your teacher, and this is what this course is for. It's very easy to navigate through the course as videos are arranged into collections. You can clearly see that we have electrostatics, work energy and power, Doppler effect, so on and so on. Do you maybe need help with study tips and creating your own timetable? We can talk about that inside the course and I can help you out. It doesn't even take a minute to join. Can't wait to hear from you. Show that the volume of the cylinder is given by V is equals to 25x squared divided by 4 pi minus x to the power 3 divided by 4 pi. Before we actually answer the question, I just want to thank you guys for visiting the website allpastpapers.com for past papers, study notes, study guides, and so on. allpastpapers.com. Okay, so let's take a look. A rectangular metal sheet has dimensions x and h with units, x and h units, with x greater than h and a perimeter of 50 units. The metal sheet is rolled into a cylinder with two open ends, top and bottom, and height h units. Okay, so the volume, sticking to the basics, is pi r squared h, right? So let's take a look at this rectangular metal sheet and make sense of what is happening. So when we roll the rectangular metal sheet, the height remains h. But what happens to x? X becomes the diameter. X is going to form this part at the bottom. This is going to be x. This part at the bottom, that's going to be x. So there we go. X forms that part, which is the diameter, right? So we can say that x is equals to 2 pi r, because we know fully well that the diameter is given by 2 pi r. So we need to make r the subject of the formula here, which will be x divided by 2 pi, because we want to calculate the volume. So v will be equals to pi. In place of r, we substitute x divided by 2 pi squared multiplied by h. So v will be equals to pi multiplied by x squared divided by 4 pi squared multiplied by h. So what will happen here is that we're going to have v being equals to x squared over 4 pi multiplied by h. Right, so we have a problem. This does not look like what we're trying to show. That does not look like what we're trying to show. So what do we do in a situation like that? We have to go back to the information. We're told that the perimeter is 50 units. So that says to us 2h plus 2x is equals to 50. In what we are supposed to show, we don't have h there, but here we have h. So let's write h in terms of x and get rid of the h. If we do that, we're going to get 2h being equals to 50 minus 2x. So h is equals to 25 minus x. So if we substitute it back into the equation, we get x squared divided by 4 pi multiplied by 25 minus x. This will give us 25 x squared over 4 pi minus x to the power 3 over 4 pi. So there we go. We have shown that the volume is given by 25 x to the power 2 divided by 4 pi minus x to the power 3 divided by 4 pi. 10.2, calculate the value of x that will maximize the volume of the cylinder. So obviously we are going to find the derivative, of which that was going to be 50x divided by 4 pi minus 3x squared divided by 4 pi. Right, so we need to let the derivative be equals to 0. Right, because we want to find those critical points. This is equals to 0. So we can take 1 over 4 pi as a common factor. If we do that, we're going to be left with 50x minus 3x squared. That is going to be equals to 0. If we divide both sides by 1 over 4 pi, we're left with 50 minus 3x squared being equals to 0. So 50x, not just 50. And then when we take x as a common factor, 50 minus 3x is equals to 0. So x is equals to 0, or x is equals to 50 over 3. Right. So when we substitute 0 into v, we get 0. And then when we substitute 50 over 3, what do we get? So our answer here, 50 over 3. Write down the coordinates of the x-intercepts of G in terms of P. So that is 6.1. Right. So before we actually answer the questions, if you want past papers and study material, visit allpastpapers.com. Past papers and study materials at allpastpapers.com. gmail.com. So let's take a look at what's happening. The graphs of g of x is equals to x plus c. This would be the straight line, and f of x equals to a divided by x plus p plus q are drawn below. Graph g and the vertical asymptote of f intersect at the x-axis. So the vertical asymptote, so that's the point where they intersect. Right. And then 6.1, write down the coordinates of the x-intercept of g in terms of p. So they intersect at the vertical asymptote. But how do we find the vertical asymptote again? The vertical asymptote would be x plus p is equals to 0, x is equals to minus p. So we know that the x value where they intersect is minus p. Okay, so write down the coordinates of the x-intercept of g in terms of p. And then 6.2, graph g intersects the horizontal asymptote of graph f at x equals to 1 and the graph f at x equals to 3. Graphs of f and g also intersect on the y-axis. Determine the equation of f. Okay, so that is 6.2. So in 6.2, the beauty in mathematics is that the answer is in front of you. You know that it's there, but can you find it? Finding it is the difficult part. So in this question, what did I do? Stick to the basics. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm not sure where I'm going. I'm just trying to use all the information that I'm given. So let us start. First things first, let's use what we got in 6.1. We know that that coordinate where I've placed the dot there is minus p and 0 because it's the x-intercept where is equals to 0. So let's substitute it into g of x. If we do that, we get 0 is equals to minus p plus c. So clearly c is equals to p. So we've used 6.1 to deduce that c is equals to p. Okay, we've used that piece of information. So there we go. Piece of information used. Another piece of information we have is that g and the horizontal asymptote of f intersect at x is equals to 1. G and the horizontal asymptote of f intersect at x equals to 1. So let's see. G of 1 is equals to 1 plus c. That's where g and the horizontal asymptote of f intersect at x equals to 1. So what does that tell us? What does that tell us? That tells us that q, which is the horizontal asymptote, is at y is equals to 1 plus c. 1 plus c. Right, so q is equals to 1 plus c. We've came up with that using the fact that g intersects the horizontal asymptote of graph f at x equals to 1. So we've used that piece of information. Is there something we can come up with using c is equals to p and q is equals to 1 plus c? Not quite yet. Let's proceed and use other pieces of information that we have. The graph of f, also the graph of g and f also intersect at x is equals to 3. So it means that we can say we have 3 plus c, that is from g of x, right, is equals to a divided by x plus c. I want you to realize something. In place of p, I've replaced that with c because here I've said that c is equals to p. And then plus in place of q, I'm gonna sub 1 plus c. Okay, so where are we going with this? Oh, this happens at x is equals to 3, so I don't have to write x actually. I can write 3 there because it's when x is equals to 3 where they're equal. So if we take 1 and c to the left hand side, we get 2 is equals to a divided by 3 plus c. A is equals to 6 plus 2c. This looks like an equation. Let me call it equation 1 so long. Right. So, which piece of information have I used? The fact that they're equals to each other at x is equals to 3. And then another piece of information. Graphs f and g also intersect on the y-axis. It looks like it's that point, y-axis, where they intersect, and x is equals to 0, right? So if x is equals to 0 at that point, we know that we're going to have x plus c for g of x, which will just give us c because x is 0. And then for f of x, we would have a over 0 plus p, right? But p is equals to c, so c is equals to a over c. And then plus q. We know fully well that q is 1 plus c. So when you take it, look at this. If we take 1 and plus c to the left hand side, we get minus 1 is equals to a over c. So a is equals to minus c. This looks like an equation 2. So now I can say that minus c is equals to 6 plus 2c. So I'm taking what way? Minus 6 is equals to 3c. Minus 2 is equals to c. So I have c is equals to minus 2. So a will be equals to 2, therefore, because a is equals to minus c. So I have a, I have c. I know that q is equals to 1 plus c, as we can see there. Okay, so q will be equals to 1, c is minus 2. So are we saying that q is minus 1? Let's see if it makes sense. Q is equals to minus 1 makes sense. And then p is equals to, we found p to be equals to 1. Oh, p is equals to c, so we found p to be equals to minus 2, of which we're gonna have x minus 2, right? And then we get x is equals to 2, which makes sense to be there. So it seems like everything is good. G of x is equals to 2 divided by x minus 2 minus 1. Right, we're supposed to, not g of x, but f. I'm sorry for that. We're looking for f, actually. 6.3, describe the transformation that g must undergo to become an axis of symmetry of f that cuts f at 2 points. How did you answer this question? Let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, you will definitely love my course. Go ahead and click the link on my bio and you will land on this page. You will not only find past exam questions, but introduction videos where I break down complex concepts into small pieces that are easy to digest. It is very important in grade 12 to stay ahead of your teacher, and this is what this course is for. It's very easy to navigate through the course as videos are arranged into collections. You can clearly see that we have electrostatics, work energy and power, Doppler effect, so on and so on. Do you maybe need help with study tips and creating your own timetable? We can talk about that inside the course and I can help you out. It doesn't even take a minute to join. Can't wait to hear from you.